Hello, welcome to Paul Steak. I just got my EVERCROSS. I think it's with H3, H5, something. I don't know. Scooter. Here's my old one I'm replacing this with. This one is the Avo Pro. And it's a pretty nice scooter. I've had it for 2 months. Been very reliable. Go back to work 5 days a week. It's been solid at performance. Now it's time for an upgrade. Something a little faster and with some shocks. That was the plan. Hopefully it's not too big. So I got it off of Amazon. It was delivered in 3 days and it's shipping, the box and everything is in perfect condition. And here it is. It looks bigger than that. There it is outside the box. That's the way it comes out. So it's very heavy compared to the other scooter. Much heavier. So hopefully it'll still be manageable enough for me to store it where it needs to go. The only other thing in this box is the seat, which I don't plan on using, but you never know. So when you get your scooter, you'll need to tighten the brakes, everything on the handlebars basically, all this gizmos. What was nice is it did come with a full charge, it looks like it, so that's great news. So I can run off and take it out. Okay, so here it is outside. The other part that needed to get installed on here is the light. And the light was a big issue because the bolt they gave me, I'm not sure if by accident, was just too short. So it barely went into the frame here and it stripped right away. Now luckily, when I took apart the seat mount, there was this bolt that actually fit and it was a little longer and it worked out perfectly. Otherwise, you'd probably have to go to a hardware store and replace it with a longer bolt because it was just simply too short. Okay, so overall, well, let's go talk about the seat real quick. So I didn't install the seat, but it did come pre-mounted with the seat post. And it's not easy to remove this thing. I thought it was just moving these 2 bolts here, but there's more to it than that. You actually got to get back in here to remove this from down here. And I didn't, that holds all this together. So I didn't feel like I wanted to do that at this point because it's all put together real nice and tight and snug. I don't want to mess with it. So I just removed it from here. So there's a screw, there's like a bolt over here on the side and a bolt in the middle of this. Just remove that, that all comes off. And then you have still this plate sticking up. It was much better than the post. And I probably will remove it at some point. But for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. All right. So, pros and cons, real quick. My initial impression. So I did actually take this out yesterday. I started the video yesterday, and I took it to work, and I rode it back. I did my commute for like 4 miles. And my impression. First of all, it's built. It seems like it's built really well. It's heavy. I'm not saying heavier than any other 800 watt or more scooter, but it's heavy compared to my old one, which is fine. I mean, it's on the heavier side that I wish it would be, but maybe it's just like that's just a price of doing business for a more powerful full suspension scooter. It's built, it seems like it's built, it has a 330 pound weight limit and it seems like it's built to hold it pretty well. This whole folding mechanism is pretty thick. Look at that steel right there. That's some serious steel. Stop playing around, that's serious. This piece here seems like it would break. I'm not very confident in that. And speaking of things that seem like it would break, this light is super flimsy plastic and held together by this little post there. That seems like, in storage purposes, it might break as well. I don't have much faith that it's going to last. I mean, if you just ride it like this, no problem. But if you're like me and you're going to fold it up and take it places and store it places, it might break. And same goes with this controller here. It's plastic. And this throttle is plastic. Now there might be steel inside of it, but it's Feels like plastic. So I don't have much faith this is going to last either. I feel like this is going to break. So I should price out how much that's going to cost to replace, because I already feeling that's not going to last. I feel like just by gripping it and squeezing it, then it might break. Because I'm strong. So I'll worry about that. So turn on, you hit the key, push the power button, comes on. Now you can't really see this too well during the daylight. If you get the sun flashing right on it, you can't really see it too well. But at night, it's very, very clear. Oh, my miles went away. That sucks. Okay. Right there, the odometer. And I guess it's only per ride, because I know I had 4 miles on there, and now it's gone. That sucks. It does not have you can't link it to it. There's no app to it. You can't control anything by the phone, which I guess is good and bad, but I kind of wish it did, because you kind of control the features a little better. In this case, I'm not even that efficient, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. We'll talk about that later once we get more comfortable with it. But that's my first impression of it, that these plastic pieces, this one at least doesn't bulk out, doesn't jet out too much. So I think that one will be okay, but this seems like it's going to break. There is a USB plug right there. You see it right in there for your accessories. I think that was pretty nice, a nice feature. And besides that, that's my first impression. Built solid, rides really great, and it's a very comfortable ride. I was shocked. I didn't expect to ride as good as it did. And also, compared to my last scooter, the last one, it seemed like it was kind of twitchy on the steering. Like you kind of feel like you were kind of a little wobbly. Not wobbly, but it's like it just didn't take much to feel like you're kind of making movements. This one feels a lot more steady, more cruise. Definitely feel like you can go higher speed without having like a twitchy ride. So all in all, the ride was great. It was much better than I expected. I never got to the max speed. Well, I did going downhill, but on flat terrain, I think I was maxing out around 24, and only going faster going downhill, which seems really fast, by the way. 24 seems like a pretty good pace as it is. Maybe after I get used to it, it might not be, but for right now, coming from 19 miles an hour scooter, 24 seemed pretty comfortable, pretty nice. And when I was doing, like I said, 27, 28 going downhill, I feel like I was flying. It was like a rocket. And a quick little story. I know it's better to show, but I wasn't recording. I was going down, I was doing my commute, and there was a part of the road that I normally go down, but they were doing construction, so I had to use a sidewalk. So it was fine, going down the sidewalk. And then, you know, most sidewalks around here, they end with like a ramp, like a slope that goes down. In this case, and that was at nighttime, I didn't realize until I was right over it, it did not. So I launched off the curb, first time doing that on a scooter, and it was no problem. Took it like a champ. The suspension absorbed the jump. It's very comfortable. So all in all, it was great. So we'll do a lot more videos on this. Just want to give you my initial impression. So that's my initial impression. Build quality seems really good, except for a few like things that I wish was integrated. I wish it was just like integrated into the frame, that way it wouldn't break. That would be nice. I wish that was integrated as well. Let me show you how it folds up. That's what we'll do. Let's see if I can show you. So first, you pull the pin like this. Pull this pin out. And this thing, like I said, don't have faith that this will last. Okay, then this comes down like that. And there it is, folded. Nice thing cool is, once it's down, it's locked. Yeah. You're good to go. So to bring it back up, you push this down, and you gotta push it kind of hard, like that, behind your two hands. All right, so I closed it back up, basically reverse. You gotta push this piece down, and it's pretty stiff, so you gotta push it pretty hard. It comes back together. I'll show you again later when I have a tripod. Like I said, just like a quick first impression. But this seemed very sturdy. Very solid locking mechanism, except for this little piece here that it's just basically a retaining clip, but it seems like, I mean, look at that, it's already bending here. We just got it. So I don't have faith in that piece. All right, let's go for a ride. $20, $21, $22. $23, $24. So locked out at 24, maxing out. This is completely flat, so it seems like for my butt, it's 24 miles an hour top speed. 23. Which actually feels pretty good. This feels plenty fast. 24. Starting to flirt with 25. I feel like I'm skiing. $25. Oh, maybe I can get 25. We're gonna try some trail riding. First time on this. Suspension works pretty good. So right now I'm doing, I think it's 17. This is very slippery stuff here, I think. I'm guessing. Seems like it handles it pretty well. I'm gonna try a skid. Yeah. No skidding. 14, 16, 17. Let's say it's soaking up the bumps pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't even try this with the other scooter. So this is to show you what I'm driving on. So right now it's like the shell stuff. They cover the trails up every now and again with the shell. It breaks up after a while, but when I first put it up, it apparently just did. It's very difficult to ride on. Oops, that was the horn. So on this stuff, I'm only doing like 13 miles an hour. So this is really difficult. It's very difficult to ride on a bike too. Oh, jeez. I almost wiped out. Mostly my fault. That was annoying. So, see how it handles. Took that turn at 22 miles an hour.